Did you ever wonder what would happen if somebody with a sore throat would still decide to commentate a race? Well, you're about to find out. Welcome to round number 3 of, well, GT4 Season 19 here in Phoenix SimSport. And this is Marcel Miku, immediately spinning himself around here on his first attempt of a lap. So, quite unsuccessful here on that attempt. But luckily there's another 8 minutes left for him. And let's see where the rest of the field can qualify today. It's Dinis Ferreira here, currently in view. Not on a lap though. Let's have a look if the first cars are going. Yes, it is Sandy Bergy here, starting his first lap today. And I would say, looking back at the last 2 races, it is gonna be him on pole today again. He won round number 1 and 2, I think. No, Jack Smeet won it, I think, in round 2 in Watkins Glen. But pole position, I think, in both races went to Sandeep Bergy. Sun feels a little broken right now, I have to say, but we'll see about that. Oh yeah, that's great on board, yeah. So, as you can hear, you can't hear shit on these cars for some reason right now. No, turning up the engine also doesn't do anything. There just isn't any engine sound, at least for me. Nope. For you neither, I think. I can only hear curbs. Okay, that's interesting. Other cars have it, okay. So the KTMs are mute on some reason, for some reason. As Sandy Bergy has aborted his lap. Let's see if Jack Smeet is still going for it. No, he's on an out lap. No one's doing laps here right now. Sandy Bergy is gonna finish a lap, but that one isn't gonna be any quick. I've seen that 1 minute 30s are more like it. There we go, Simon Ballman went for the 8 first lap. Gerald Scardino followed him at the 1:36. Let's have a look here. Other cars on good laps. Marcel Miku in allegedly P10. There he is, 8th. There we go. And he's coming around the final chicane here in Zolder, in Belgium. Let's see, 1:36.3 for Marcel Miku. And next car to go over the line will be Jack Smeet. Purple sector 1 for him, so looking good. Why are these cars mute, these KTM Expos? That's a new one. New bug, but still. Another really small chicane here. Zolder really loves these chicanes, because there's another one right behind. Yeah, being able to speak would also be great. And there we go. Across the line right now, 1:36.2 for Jack Smeet, 1:35.8 for Sandeep Bergy. Samuel Ballman slotting in the next lap. 1:37 or 8 or 9, so even slower than his first attempt. Dinis Ferreira will follow right behind. Yeah. Quite a good lap right there from him. And the map is gone already. Leila Petraglia into P8 she goes. On her first attempt, she begged me to commentate this race, so I obliged. And Raul Gomez Probably last place for now for him. And that is correct, P11. But Luis Rubiales and Foxhound are yet to set a lap time. Jack Smith, by the looks of it, equalized his personal best up until the second sector. These mute cars are so confusing. Jack Smith currently only 4th. Last race he came 2nd in qualifying. Gotta fact check that. Would be very embarrassing if it wasn't. Yes, he came 2nd, okay. And now he is in 1st, right ahead of Sandy Bergy, who couldn't improve his own lap. Oh yeah, that's great. Game freezing. Please don't crash. Thank you. We're still going, lads. We're going strong. Dinis Ferreira, currently in 5th, going up into 5th. Well, that lost a bit of drama there. And Christoph Renowski, currently in 10th. Is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is. But sadly, only time-wise, about a 10th behind Samuel Ballman, and Leila Petraglia wants to improve yet again, and she does. Up into 6th position goes Petraglia. Marcel Miku, can he get up into the first row? No, he can't. No improvement there. Luis Rubiales finishing his first lap. Oh, is it last or second last? It is gonna be last place. Invalid even. And Foxhound is gonna go for his first attempt. He can do another one after. Let's see. Jack Smith also, you can see the time being shown in the bottom of, or at the bottom of the screen. And he's on board in the top left. But let's watch Jack Smith. Right across the chicane. Jack Smith couldn't improve his own personal best time. Neither could Daniel Scadinho. Foxhound's lap is looking quite good so far. Although he is going much slower than people that are in P10 right now, so I'm not that sure if he's gonna go into P10 or if he's gonna be behind. Or maybe it's just Christopher Noski, or who was that? Somebody else definitely going quite quick there. Here's Coutinho, I think it was, and now Foxhound across the line, right ahead of Luis Rubiales. And into P11 goes Foxhound, Rubiales right behind in P12. Webany Rushto yet to drive a lap. I wonder if he somehow got a qualifying ban. Let me check that. AC no penalties. Round 3? No penalties to be served. Only Dalrymple and Scadinho are on 2 penalty points each. Jack Smith not gonna improve his lap by the looks of it. Half a second behind it. And right behind him is Sandy Bergy. He is with 1 positive sector, and maybe he can go past. No, he can't go past Jack Smith. He has 1 attempt left. Just barely made it across the line before the time rang. Oh, and Alex Romsix slotted into the first row, really close behind Jack Smith. And he has 1 attempt to go. All other cars that want to finish the lap, or yeah, all other cars have to finish their lap now if they're on 1. For example, Runovsky, but it looks like it's gonna be invalid because there's no timer popping up on this screen. Yep. And let's check in on more cars coming in. All gonna be some people further behind. Here's Foxhound, who decides to take it to the pit lane. Dinis Ferreira is gonna come into the start-finish straight very soon, into the closing stages. One final attempt for him. My in-game delta shows that he is close behind his personal best, and now he has teleported back to the pit lane. So let's check in with Alex Rom6. One final attempt, but he is quite far behind his personal best and takes it to the pit lane, and Jack Speed has parked it. And I only see Christopher Noski still driving. But for him it also looks like the lap has gone invalid. Hello Layla, welcome. Good luck for the race. Mr. Anandbai is watching. Why have you left me alone again? What? Do you mean me? I know. Do you mean... I don't... Oh my god. Okay. We'll be back soon. Catching up to Igor Vasilev, who has been lapped, and Gabriel Dalrymple has got 5 seconds for track limits. And that was Igor Vasilev spinning.
Just Greek pronunciation here. Chrysovalantis.
Oh,
Kostivas.
and they got almost at a spin.
Callum Scotland had a look to the inside. There's no contact. They both just brake too late. There's no grip on the outside. The tires are stone cold. They both go off. And through goes Jackson.
It's Strakowski here. Let's see. Strakowski, late move! Having a look. And Runowski is out cooperating here. And that makes the McLaren go through, and they're touching! No crash, luckily, but that has cost momentum for Runowski. I would say he's at fault. He has touched him, and we have a full course yellow.
There are so many people that got damaged on lap number 1. They cannot pit for repair. Jan Robel has been punted around on the safety car. What on earth happened there then? Who's that? Just Matt Gringo absolutely drilled the rear of Jan Robel as well as Louis. Matt Gringo onto the braking zone. Ooh, it's Chappelle braking too late. And Ornombi, I think, tapped Gringo around, but is there anything could have done? Let's see from this angle. So Chappelle, the yellow car on the inside, brakes too late. Just, yeah, there's nothing Latini could have done. He had to turn in by then. And then Ornombi gives Gringo a tip, and both Mantis Racing drive. He is now going to send it into the Paloma corner. Jules Flint sees him, leaves him space. Latini couldn't get the traction. They're going to stay side by side in the final corner. Latini leaves space for Flint on the outside. Scotland will get the best run out of the 3 of them, but you can't go 3 wide in turn 1. Scotland backs off, and Latini is going to send it to the inside of Flint. Flint has to go wide. Flint has to go deep. Latini has to lift.
Have you ever wondered if processed cheese is there so that the cheese mafia can slowly and, like, without us noticing, to take over world dominance? Because processed cheese that just never expires. Have you ever wondered? Anyways, it's time for Formation Lab here in round 3 of GT4 in Zolder. And season 19 will go into the final weekend of the first leg in this season. So Jack Smeet takes has taken pole position here in Zolder, and right behind him in a grey KTM Expo, which are mute for some reason, is Alex Romsix, followed by yet another KTM Expo driven by Sandeep Burgi. It's the second Macron Motorsports car. The third one is right at the back of the field. Didn't settle up in qualifying for whatever reason. Our Max Verstappen, who's called Marcel Miku, is in P4. Dinis Ferreira in his Mercedes with what I think is a really, really cool livery. I bet it's inspired from Good Smile Racing. Anyways, he's here in P5. Giro Scardino takes 6th position, and Leila Petraglia, currently on vacation and thus driving on a controller, took this car, I don't know the brand of it to be honest, I think it's a Nissan, yeah it's a Nissan, took it to P7, right ahead of Daniel Scardino, the brother of Giro Scardino. Christoph Renowski is in 9th position in an all-black car, and Samuel Ballmann runs up the top 10 in an Aston Martin. I think it's the only Aston Martin here today. But now let's have a look at the front. It is Jack Smeet who is gonna lead us into the green flag here today in round 3 at Zolder of season 19 of the GT4 series at Phoenix SimSport. And we're now waiting for the green flag to appear on our screens, and I can't see it for some reason. But anyways, we're going for the race start. It's green here in Zolder, and Jack Smeet takes and secures the lead into turn 1. Alex Romsix, by the looks of it, holds P2, but Sandy Burgi is under threat from Marcel Miku, who's trying to gain this inside position here into another right-hander that is coming up. But Sandy Burgi manages to stay ahead. And let's have a look here behind. Renowski made a pass on Daniel Scardino, who's under threat from yet another car. It's Fox Sound on his outside. Oh, Sandy Burgi nearly lost it here. Has to cut the chicane. Oh, and there, oh, Alex Romsix also lost it. Going down the other. But past Sandy Burgi, who also lost lots of momentum here by cutting the chicane. Also, Fox Sound also lost places. Everybody lost places here, and now we have 2 Macron Motorsports cars that have to catch up the field. And one is one of our 2 championship leaders. We currently have exactly 2. Sandy Burgi and Jack Smeet are equal in points, both at 90 points. And Jack Smeet is already pulling away from the field. And now it has sorted itself a little bit here. Oh, Dan Scardino takes a little off-roading adventure here out of turn 1. And Robin Irashto is, well, one that can profit of it. In a good position to attack here into the sharp right-hander coming up. But it's too fast to really make a move with that gap to the car in front. Alex Romsix is also in a great position for a move. Has a look at the outside there, she can, oh, look at those cars jumping there. Oh, and it was Sandy Burgi who went through on Irashto there, and Marcel Miku is in a fight with Christoph Renowski. Renowski looking at the inside of the chicane, makes it stick, goes through. Marcel Miku doesn't really oppose it, to be honest. He just let him go. Probably much safer in terms of incident risk. Sandy Burgi now looking for the position on Dan Scardino instead of Webber Irashto, who did it before. Marcel Miku under threat yet again. This time from Alex Romsix. Question is if Alex Rom6 is gonna be under threat from somebody right behind him, because Sandy Burge is about to make the move on Scadinho's stick, and he is through. Up into 9th position after having to cut the chicane on lap 1 and dropping right down in the order. Rebany Rushto right behind, also looking for the move on Scadinho. Around the outside into turn 1, Scadinho goes wide with him. But it is all fair and square. Rushto makes it past. Now into the top 10. And here's a really interesting battle. Oh, little white moment there for Alex Rom6. Oh, look at this. Whoa. Rom6 had a look on Miku there. That made him lost lots of momentum. Sandy Burge is now on this inside, which isn't good if you want to keep your position, having Burge right next to you into the chicane. Rom6 doesn't give up, so Burge has to cut the chicane a little bit, stays ahead. I'm not sure about track limits here on this track. I haven't tested them beforehand, because, well, admittedly I just couldn't care. And Marcel Miku is also in a chase against Baumann, wanting to retake that position pretty soon. Baumann runs wide as Rom6 runs on the outside of Burge. But there isn't just enough momentum through this corner for the outside running car to really make a move stick. And look at Miku there in the foreground of your picture. Or not anymore, but at the next camera cut. There he is, the blue car chasing the grey car. That is also really close. Oh, and there comes Scadinho. Yet another late dive from him, but way too far off. Renowski, who goes off himself. And Scadinho just slips through, as does Rebany Rushto. And let's have a drink. Because my throat hurts. Ah, fuck, I spilled. And Miku is now on the inside. No, he isn't on the inside. He had someone on the outside. It was Burge charging up yet again. And now it's time for Miku to have a look at how to pass Baumann, because I bet Burge is about to demonstrate that to us. Or is he? Oh, Burge made a mistake through the chicane. Miku shows all of his skills. Goes right next to Burge, but he can't make the move stick. Burge is successfully defensive. But the question is, can Miku make a bit of use of this close gap now? This corner was a little tight for a move, so Miku decided to stay behind. Now Burge has great momentum here on Samuel Baumann, but also don't forget the look into the rear. There we go. Because there's Alex Rom6 as well. But now let's have a look at this first. Sandy Burge, Samuel Baumann in that Aston Martin right ahead of him. Alex Rom6 on the outside of Marcel Miku as well. Now the exit becomes really important. There's a fast section following. Both Rom6 and Burge are in pretty good attacking positions. Now looking for the switchback is Burge. Getting into a great position here for a move, as does Rom6 right behind. And Burge is through. Let's have a look at Rom6. And also Rom6 makes the move through and gets great momentum on that Aston Martin. Baumann has to look into his side mirror yet again. The all-grey car appearing, looking for the move on the chicane, cutting it, losing lots of momentum. Let's have a look at the camera that faces the rear. It's Miku getting into the left side mirror and through. Or is he gonna get through? Rom6 doesn't let people go by that easily. He really makes it difficult for Miku. Gets the greater momentum as Rebany Rushto has made the move through right behind him. And Rom6 successfully defends the position from Marcel Miku with a really hard defensive maneuver. But it was fair and square. And I have to say it was a good one. And now Miku has to look in the rear mirror yet again, because there's Rebany Rushto, but Rushto has to look out for Scadinho on his outside. There's so much happening right now, and the racing standards have improved so much from last week. Let's have a look at the rear camera of Miku, because the Ferrari nearly takes him out, and the Ferrari definitely pushed off Nirashto. As I was talking about improved racing standards, we get the car getting pushed across the chicane here, and I wonder if Scatino is the sportsman that I hope that he is, to let Nirashto through as Renowski takes out Nirashto into turn 1, and I hear a full course yellow being called, but I don't see it. Why is my... Huh? That's penalty? That's something else? That's flag? Don't need flag. No. Speeding? No. Admin? What's admin? Ah. No, we don't need admin. DRS question mark? No, we don't need DRS warning. Swap? No. Settings? Safety car? Ah, there we go. Safety car. Virtual safety car it was. And it's ending, and look at Nirashto. Really making great use of the ending. And Renowski has to let him go right there. Yeah, start forming double file. We ignore that. That's just all the race control messages coming in from the beginning of the race. But let's not ignore this. Samuel Ballman goes off the track into the grass, and Rumsticks makes use of it and sends him in the grass again. Samuel Ballman goes off. Can he stay out of the barrier? Not quite. I can't stay out of the barrier, but he has to throw the car into reverse. I shouldn't have said that the racing standards have improved, because the moment I did, they have gone sour yet again, and that is Alex Rumsticks immediately taking to the pit lane with the virtual safety car being deployed right after. And Samuel Ballman, yeah, takes some time. Oh, Rumsticks, 5 seconds for for going over the speed under the virtual safety car. I would say that's some, yeah, that's some self-justice right there. After taking out a car, just speeding under virtual safety car to give yourself the penalty. Alex Rumsticks exiting the pit lane right here. Let's see if we can get out of it before Foxhound, because the VSC is ending now. And it's a drive-through penalty now even for the VSC Delta for Alex Rumsticks, not just 5 seconds, and he goes behind Mr. Foxhound. There comes Ballman, the guy that he just took out. Would be a great opportunity to give the position back after taking Ballman out. But I fear it's not happening. And Sandy Bergy is chasing yet another driver, Leila Petraglia. Somehow ended up in P4. And as you can hear on these KTMs, they're just mute. Why? Why are they mute? Opponent engine is fully loud, so I hope that you can hear those at least. Yeah, it's great stuff here. Alex Rumsticks in a move here on Mr. Foxhound. And he's through. Sandy Bergy into turn 1 right behind Leila Petraglia. I'm sorry, Leila, for butchering your name here as you're even getting overtaken there. Or do you? Still keeping the nose in there for a small second. And Daniel Scardino also has Marcel Miku not that far ahead of him. I have to say, I kind of like this livery that Scardino is rocking. It reminds me a bit of like a toy car. And I think that looks really cool. Oh, jumping over those sausage curbs. Not that quick, to be honest, to do that. Why are we having so many advertisements right now? That's not every 15 minutes. Jesus Christ, that's more. Well, I didn't set it like that. And here's a nice battle preparing to happen. Marcel Miku on the chase against Sandy Bergy. Last lap of Miku was much quicker, 2 seconds. But I think that Bergy must have made a mistake because he is behind Leila Petraglia again. So let's have a look at the 4-lap difference, where it becomes clear that while Miku has started to go faster, this last lap was quite extraordinary. Oh, Leila Petraglia drifts you out of turn 3, I think that is. Oh, and that makes Bergy go through. Miku has to cut the chicane, loses all his momentum from it. And Petraglia is able to keep at least one of those positions for now. Currently running P5 over the grass. These tires are slowly giving up for her, I think. And Daniel Scardino having a look at the inside of Leila Petraglia's Nissan. Doesn't make it through there. And I bet I know why Petraglia drives this Nissan. I would bet $10 it is because it's a Japanese car. Battle of the Italians. Filmed from Marcel Miku's camera here. Scardino versus Petraglia. Don't confuse him with the other Scardino. It's Daniel in this case, now on the outside of Petraglia, who goes on the brake quite early. Miku getting a little scared from that. You really could see it. But Miku makes use of it. It's now on the inside of the car with probably the coolest livery in the entire grid here. Not the entire league, because there's a Miku Caterham. Not Marcel Miku, but Hatsune Miku. And now let's see, Miku on the chase of Daniel Scardino. Why did it select Raul Gomez there? He pressed Scardino. Thank you. Must because of the camera there. Also Ebony Rashto here, closing in. Starting to appear way more present on screen now. Macro Motorsport has one driver to celebrate here today. Here's the name Jack Smeet. And Sandy Bergy sets a fastest lap. And he's chasing the podium, which is currently inherited by Scardino in 3rd place. While the other Scardino is getting chased by Marcel Miku, who, by my knowledge, is one of the 2 drivers with the most championships here in the league. Let me have a look at the wiki. But maybe let's have a look at this happening first here. Oh, Miku, so close. Also, Petraglia here, having Nirash on the outside. It's getting a little bangy here. They have touched. Let's see if Petraglia decides to let him go. I don't think so. I don't think that she thinks that she did anything wrong. But I'm sure Nirashto might be having a different opinion on that. But he has yet another chance, definitely. Going for the move here into Oh, the hairpin. Can he make it around the corner? Yes, he can. But Petraglia is on the inside again. Oh, really squeezing the Chinese man there. Oh, wrong camera. Whoops. Petraglia. Why are all those cars mute? Petraglia is also really mute. Oh my god, I love these little trans and lesbian flags here on the rear wing. But I think I noticed them before. But now let's have a look at Webber Rushto really wanting to get past Petraglia, who's driving on a controller, remind you. And look at this. Rushto just can't get past Della Petraglia. What was that? I don't know if you had a look at Scatini's camera there, because Nirashta is trying it yet again, this time on the inside of the chicane. This time it works. Let's have a look if there's a car on track. I hope there isn't, because I just saw one and Gio Scatini is on board, but it looks fine. Oh, and look at how much faster Nirashta suddenly is. Immediately gapping Petraglia here. And now let's have a talk about this man, Marcel Miku. He has a total number of races in PHX of 282 races. Without counting this one, I think. That's Daniel Scadinho taking it to the pit lane, as does his brother Joel Scadinho. And let's have a look here. It's not even including GT4 or any other events from this season. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 championships on Marcel Miku's name. And his worst championship result came from the Formula 3 Challenge in season 17, where he only got 5th. Never mind, Historic Sports Car Championship, he was 9th. With 2 races, so he didn't even compete in the entire season. So let's disregard that one. The worst season where he competed in all races was Formula 3 in season 17 with a 5th place. Which is impressive. And now the field has stretched a little. Check speed. Let's have a look at him. Where is he? Can't find him. There he is. In the wiki. 154 races across seasons. His first race was at season 14 Formula 1 or Formula Alpha Challenge in the 6th race at Suzuka. Since then he has won 14 times. He has stood on the podium 66 times and on the first position in the qualifying in 12 occasions. On 12 occasions, I'm sorry. And Robin Arashto is currently chasing the GOAT of this league, Marcel Miku. Also with 226 races in the bag. 24 wins since season 13 at round 1 of the Tattoos Challenge, which was driven in Monza. And with these 24 wins came 104 podiums! Robin Arashto nearly losing it here across the chicane. And he has started 26 races on pole position. But so far, Robin Arashto is yet to secure a championship. He has had a couple of second places and lots of third places. Even his debut season was a third place. Oh, Miku! In the wall! That makes Opening Rush to definitely go through, as Jack Smith is setting a fastest lap. I wonder if Miko is going to take it to the pit lane. Nope. Stays out. Even more. High rage. 14 laps for him. Doesn't look like anybody has swapped their tires yet. And meanwhile, Bergy currently is on the podium, but I don't think that he will stay there for now, because he's probably yet to pit. Yep, he is. Currently the... Oh, Miku yet again in the grass. There's struggles for the Federation Azuria car, definitely. João Gomez takes it to the pit lane, and what I wanted to say, the first driver, the best placed one, with a pit stop done so far is Joel Scardini, who was in third when he has come in. No, that was the wrong thing I just showed. Danny Bergy, yet to pit. Currently has a 27-second gap. I wonder if I can see, like, pit stop times here somewhere. I'll just wait. Pit lane time, 36 seconds. And Sandy Bergy also has got a track cut last lap. And Jack Smith is taking it in. Coming out in first place. Most probably, yeah. Oh no, never mind. Dinos Ferreira takes it into first. There's Marcel Miku. So his pit stop time was 27 seconds for Jack Smith. Let's keep that in mind. With Joel Scardino's gap to Sandy Bergy currently being exactly at 27 seconds, so this is really interesting. 27 seconds on the pit stop time, and the gap between the two contenders for the podium now sits at 28. Right now, Sandy Bergy would be ahead of Joel Scardino if he were to pit right now. I just saw Christopher Noski take a little wide there, right behind Robin Rashto. And I should drink. Christopher Noski. Had a look here at the inside of Rabini Rashto. He'll give up a little bit of his racing line. And Sandy Bergy practically leads the race, not theoretically. And Dinos Ferreira is also taken to the pit lane. Of course, we'll have a look at the onboard of Scardino, who should come out right behind Dinos Ferreira, but only behind. That Mercedes is up into P4 here right now. And Renowski can't keep the gap to Rabini Rashto close. Let's go back to Scardino, currently 29 seconds behind Sandy Bergy, so Bergy is quicker and secures the podium without even overtaking him. Let's have a look. At some point he has to go to the pit lane, but Sandy Bergy, yet again, stays out another lap. Probably going for the tactic of just emptying the fuel tank and then pitting just the amount of fuel that is needed to finish the race and doing the tires in one go. So that pit stop will probably be a little longer. Now the gap to Scadino went up for a moment and now it's going down quite a lot. Allegedly. And now it's going up. I think it's because of Marcel Miku having taken the pit lane. The average pit time currently runs at 32.3 seconds. And Miku is exiting it. Those two cars there, those were the ones of Scadino. And Yunus Herrera. And Miku's gonna exit right behind. Scadino already was in the pits quite some time ago. Let's have a look at the tire age. Both are on 18 lap old tires, so no tire swap there. Looks like this race is doable on one set, considering these pit stop strategies here. Nice, stupid. Interval, there we go. And Sandy Bergy takes it to the pit lane. And of course we'll have a look. We are here on board with Marcel Miku, who is following Giro Scadino. And the plan is for Scadino to come out ahead of Sandy Bergy and secure the podium, but I'm doubting this will happen. Sandy Bergy comes to a halt now, while Scadino and Miku are approaching the final chicane. And Bergy is already out of it. Miku goes straight into the pit lane. Scadino down the start-finish straight. Right ahead of him, Dennis Ferreira. Let's watch Ferreira, because Bergy is gonna come out ahead there, all the way in the back there. It was a really short stop for Sandy Bergy, who had to barely refuel. And I think that might just be a really smart strategy to just empty the fuel tank, because that guarantees the least amount of stop time on these cars. Brunowski out of the pit lane will exit it far ahead of Samuel Ballman. Now he is listed ahead of Miku for a moment, but that obviously isn't true. And Ballman's not even into turn 1 yet. Not much happening now. It's quite chill. Let's see if anybody's here in chat. Nope. Y'all just hate me. Huh. Oh, we had an incident! Talking about quite calm here. Raul Gomez went into a collision with a car. I think that was number something with a 7 at least. And right ahead us, Giro Scadino. Maybe it was Scadino as well? No. Oh, Denis Ferreira's behind Bergy now, so Bergy must have gone past him. And where does it come from that, like, when I just once don't look at my screen, it suddenly the gap of like 2 drivers goes like so close without me realizing. Bergy now having to get past some left traffic, Fox Sound. Making Ferrari dodge and go off the racing line. That was fine, I would say. Whereas, well, mildly able to follow Danny Bergy here. And the weather is suddenly improved. That got lot brighter right now. Right there. Nirashto has gotten 5 seconds. Just got interrupted by my mom. Wow, the moment I start to talk a little less, 4 viewers are leaving this stream. That's incredible. Wow. So guys never stop talking. Okay. What am I supposed to talk about? That's the question. I can't ask Layla questions because he's driving. I said she. Even though it might have sounded like a he, but I said she. 10 minutes left here in the race. Gaps are, well, boring. Quite big here. Not the most raceable track, to be fair. And Dean Ferrara's not catching Bergy. Bergy's just driving away. Here's Jack Smith leading the race quite comfortably and causing no engine sound whatsoever. Very, very environmentally friendly, this KTM. Good for the wildlife that is surrounding this track here. In the back you can also see, there we go, wind turbines. So, yeah, very, very eco-friendly here from Macro Motorsports. By just putting in engines that are just driving, I don't know, for magic. Because as you can hear, you can't hear any engine sound. Isn't that great? And, well, there's nothing happening here. Joe Scadino in a great P4 currently. That would, by my knowledge, be his best finish this season so far. Let me have a look. GT4. Oh god, I have to sneeze. The fuck you mean no access to this link? It's literally there. Results. Misano, Gerald Scadino finished 9th. And that's it. That's all the results I have. Great. Wait. I can look up the results on the server. Haha. Checkmate. Race at Watkins Glen, Gerald Scadino finished. Did he even compete? No. The Scadino brothers didn't compete in Watkins Glen, so if Scadino can hold this position, it's gonna be his best finish in this season so far. With a pretty solid P4, I would say. Alex Rom6 is no longer with us. Where is Alex Rom6? When is he gone? I just didn't notice it, he's gone. No. Alex Rom6. Huh? Well. Rest in pizza then. Yeah. And if you can't have cake. Yes, kids, take my advice. I wonder if there's like drivers having the stream open in the background and have made the mistake of leaving it on unmute and listening to me. Just, I don't know. Talking whatever. Yeah. 6 minutes left. But I have to somehow of my wisdom. But I don't know. Cakes. And processed cheese. Yeah, coming back to processed cheese. Like that stuff just doesn't expire at all. And you just like can't destroy it. I mean, you can eat it, but what if the cheese mafia just produces so much processed cheese that we can't eat it at some point? So the entire planet is filled with processed cheese, and that processed cheese is filled with like little computer chips, which I don't know, can spy on us. And then, like, the cheese mafia secretly takes control of the world. Obviously, I'm joking. Before anyone thinks that I'm, like... What do you call it in English? I don't know. One of these crazy people that believe this stuff. I'm obviously joking. Or am I? No, I am. Assetto Corsa Competizione. Oh, Baumann has had some skill issue for the chicane. Great, something happened. Thank you, Baumann, for 90% of the entertainment that we had in these last laps. Jesus Christ, those downshifts are loud as fuck. It's so loud, even my microphone picks it up. That's crazy. Meanwhile, the Expo just doesn't make a noise at all. Does he have any rush toe closing on Scadinho? Let's have a look. Well, yes, he is, and at the same time, oh, wow. But that's not fast enough to make it by the end of the race. Or is it? Well, we have 3 minutes times 60 plus 40 equals 220 minus no wait, divided by no wait, my 37 times no 97 times 60, that's no, something didn't add up here. No, 97 is lap time minus 3 minutes times 60 plus 40. 123, so not enough. Or? No, wait. It's 220 divided by 60. 3.6 laps. Times 97. 325. 350. No, wait. My calculation doesn't work. 3.5 laps left at the point when the stat came up. And 3.5 times 1.5 is 5.2 seconds, so it might just barely work for him. Another second scraped off. And the gap is shrinking now. Scadinho is losing some time potentially to Ballman, depending on how good Ballman is at abiding to blue flags or ignoring them. So let's see, Ballman now has the job to make way for Scadinho, and when you ask Scadinho, that couldn't be any quicker. Now he makes way. It wasn't perfect, to be honest. Here comes Nirashto. Now also in this perfectly mute KTM Expo, I can't say it often enough. Being right behind there. .0 seconds for Nirashto. But I fear it's not gonna be enough for him to catch up to Jules Scadinho, who's also now giving all his best. It's a 2-second gain for Nirashto in the last lap. Now is the question, yeah, Nirashto's already through on Ballman. The gap is now at 1.7 seconds. But this is gonna be the final lap. So Nirashto won't have a chance of overtaking Giro Scadinho unless the Italian makes a mistake. And my throat is really glad that that there isn't gonna be yet another lap. And here comes our winner today. It is Jack Smeet, who crosses the line in first from start to finish. And here comes our second place. Sandy Bergy went into, I think, even last place on the first lap. And now comes in to finish it in second ahead of Denis Ferreira, getting a podium. And Jules Scadinho on his best finish in the season so far, barely ahead of Nirashto, who has to take in a 5-second time penalty. Daniel Scadinho. That engine is really, really loud. Wow. And he goes across the line for 6th position. Marcel Miko, only 7th today. This season really isn't his. Yeah, race control won't like that. Luckily, he landed back on his tires. And Lele Petraglia on control. I had some great defensive work here today. Comes in 8th place. Ahead of Samuel Ballman, who was lapped. And this is our race winner today. He is called Jack Mother effing Smith. And I can't zoom. Damn it. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a wiggly camera. There we go. Sandy Bergy wins here today. Ah, yeah, great stuff. There we go. My name was Paul Anton. Thank you for watching today. There won't be any interviews because my throat is hurting a lot. And, well, on that disappointment, let's have a look. One final one here at the week schedule. Today's Friday. And tomorrow there's going to be the Porsche Cup, the GT3 endurance race in the Phoenix World Challenge, a Super Formula race at Sportsland Sugo, which won't be streamed, I fear, because I will be at the Lollapalooza Festival here in Berlin, and thus I can't stream it. Then on the evening there's going to be the Phoenix Le Mans Series, I assume streamed by Philippe Verwerker. And on the Sunday, it says Grand Prix Legends on here, but that series has been cancelled. At the early evening, at least in European time, there's going to be the DTM, not streamed, I'm afraid. And in the evening, the historic Formula 1 covers from 2005 are going to be on track again, narrated. Well, you can't really call it commentary, can't you? Well, narrated by Sandor Shishak, my man. Thank you for watching, and we will see us, and hopefully hear us, the next time on track. Bye bye.